So hi everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters. Happy New Year, everybody.
Hi everyone. Welcome to the ARTyRV live stream. Are we having an echo tonight?
Yeah, just let us
hearing a
know.
little bit of feedback. Let us know.
We're trying something new tonight. We got 2 cameras rolling.
We got 2 cameras. We got some new things going on. I just want to welcome everyone. We're so excited to be back.
We are. We're back in town and we're back home, and there's no place like home, and you know it, but there's no place like being around everybody that you love for the holidays as well.
So welcome to the ARTyRV channel. We're going to start off with a Q&A tonight. I hope you all have brought your questions about stained glass. And then we're going to go to the glass chat. And then we've got a drawing coming up at the end of the program. So you want to tell them?
No, just make sure you register. And it's going to be, when you register, you're going to need to register on the hashtag #ILoveARTyRV. And at the end of tonight's show, we're going to have a drawing, and it's going to be awesome. So we're looking forward to it. Want to welcome everybody back. Want to say hi to everybody. Want to say hi to my oldest grandson, Taylor. Want to say hi to Chris and Lindsay Coker. Good to see y'all during the holidays. Things are well. We're glad to see it.
I have some friends that are going to probably tune in. Hi, Robin, if you're tuning in. Good talking to you this week. And Kat St. Jane is here. And I'm sure our other friends will be joining in. We have a lot of people joining in. So CM is here. And if you have any questions, just type them in the comments. The drawing.
Tell us about it, Barb.
Okay, you just need to put hashtag #ILoveARTyRV, and you will automatically be entered into the drawing. We're going to draw tonight at the end of the program, and you get a 15-minute consultation with Ed.
About anything.
About anything.
Well, within reason.
Well, yeah. But stained glass, you can have a stained glass, and Marion is here. Hello, Marion, CM, Kat St. Jane.
Good to see y'all tonight.
Good to see y'all tonight. So that's hashtag. Let me see if I can get that up here. Hashtag
#ILoveARTyRV, all lowercase. That's going to put you in tonight's drawing, which is awesome.
So that's hashtag #ILoveARTyRV. And that'll automatically put you in the drawing, and then we'll do that at the end of the program.
Yeah. So we got a new thing that all we have to do is hit a button and it rolls around like a whole bunch of bingo numbers rolling around in that bin, and then it does it for us.
So hashtag ARTyRV. Hi from snowy Indiana. Oh, I wish we had snow here. We're going to have 29
degrees tonight, but no snow.
I hope you get pretty snow and you don't get snowed in, but good luck.
Yeah, it's really, the rain or the snow stopped here, get as far south as Raleigh and maybe a little bit in Fayetteville, North Carolina. However, we're just a little too far south. And you know how we can figure if we're going to get snow here in South Carolina or Myrtle Beach area is if it snows in Atlanta. So when it comes across the mountains, if the snow gets down low enough to get into Atlanta, then we're going to get snowball.
Okay. All right.
So that's just a little tidbit of information that I have for everybody.
And I don't think that's true information because I've tested that theory before, and we'll test it. If it snows in Atlanta, I'll let you know if it snows here. I've tested that before. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay because it does work. And, I am not a meteorologist, nor am I
it snowed in Atlanta yesterday.
No, it snowed in northern Georgia, north of Atlanta, but it didn't make it as far south as Atlanta.
Okay. So Brenda Craig is here. It's her first time seeing the show.
Hi, Brenda.
And April is from Texas. Oops. It's April from Texas. AK Martinez 419. Joanne Ellen is here. She's from snowy Indiana. And Marion.
Hi, Marion. Hi, Joanne. It's good to have you all here on the ARTyRV channel. Tell me that you got some questions for us tonight. And remember, don't forget, hashtag #ILoveARTyRV for tonight's drawing for a 15-minute consultation.
Put your hashtag in there and you get a 15-minute consultation. Okay.
Magali, Happy New Year to you. Welcome back.
Magali from Ottawa, Canada. Wow. Heading home from Florida tomorrow. Well, I hope you had a great visit and a great trip, Magali.
Wow, and if you're heading home to Florida, you are gonna hit some snow heading south, dear. Drive safely. Take your time. Florida will be there when you get there.
Brenda is from Wichita, Kansas. So
Wow.
hello, Kansas.
Hey, Kansas. That's awesome.
Okay, I did have a question on the last live stream that we had. We had talked about 50-50 solder for lead and 60-40 for foil. And someone wanted us to recap that, and I guess I just said it.
Good recap, Barb. Way to go. That's awesome. Well, on the 50-50 solder, we use it because the majority of our work is lead work. Lead work moves and flexes, and the 50-50 solder has just the right amount of tin and lead in it in order for it to flex with the lead without cracking your solder joints. On the other hand, the 60-40 is mainly used in copper foil work because it doesn't move around as much and it's all tied together by itself. So.
We had a question on the website. Someone had watched our painting on glass video, and they wanted to know how did we get the pictures of the birds onto the glass. So,
well, let's let Barb answer that because she painted the birds.
Right. So there's a couple ways that you can get that eventually onto the glass. But you want a high contrast photo, you can take it into your computer and make it a black and white. Find a photo that you like, make it a black and white, bring up the high contrast, a lot of, the black, and then print it out.
Turn it into a line drawing, right?
And it'll basically turn it into a line drawing. And then you take that drawing.
Yeah.
And you put it under the clear glass or tinted glass or whatever. And then you take that
stencil black.
You can use a pen, you can use a paintbrush, and just do your black outline first. And then you fire it.
That's your first fire.
That's your first firing. That's basically how you get that drawing onto glass. From there, it's up to you how you add the rest of the shading. And you can be realistic with it, or you can be, abstract. You don't have to do exactly what that drawing is. But that's how I do it. And I guess that answers your question.
I hope it answers. Yeah, I hope it answers your question.
There was a question about the sun catcher. But now we're getting some questions about lead-free solder. So let's
Typically, lead-free solder is used for jewelry. I don't recommend using it with stained glass windows because it's really hard to work with, and it takes a lot more heat. Think about it. Because it's basically tin. It's 95.5. Yeah.
Yeah. The only time I would use lead-free solder would be for jewelry or for something that someone would use, like a key bob or something like that.
Something they're going to have
hands on.
Physically on.
But for something that hangs in a window, lead-free solder is not necessary.
Right.
50-50 we use for lead and 60-40 for copper foil. And the difference is the melting temperature.
Between the three, the 95.5 has a higher melting temperature because it's usually sweated.
95.5.
That's like this lead-free solder.
Oh, is that what that's
called?
Yeah, okay.
You don't want to use that in your artwork unless you're doing, like Barbara said, jewelry or something somebody's keeping their hands on all the time. But the real difference in the 60-40 and 50-50 is the temperature.
Yeah. So, any more questions, just log them in there.
Feel free to holler them out to us.
Holler them out to us. And please, hashtag ARTyRV. I love ARTyRV. In fact, I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to enter myself in here.
Put it in there, Barb. And we're going to take just a minute and ask everybody that, hey, if this is your first time to the ARTyRV channel, we sure would appreciate a subscription. If not, maybe this isn't quite right for you, what we're doing, but we would like a thumbs up if it's helping you out. So don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to click on the bell to remind you.
Where is the bell? Do you have a bell?
Do I have a bell?
There you go. Thank you, Ed. That's awesome.
I have a bell, so don't forget to touch that bell over there, and it'll remind you when we're coming up with our next live Q&A or anything that we do. So, and let me tell you, Barb and I, just like everyone else, we hope had a wonderful holiday season. We did. We're home now, and we're so glad to be back on the air with all of our supporters and friends.
We sure are. And I had another question come up here. Tin covered steel cane. When would you use it? Steel covered.
Tin covered steel cane. I've only seen tin covered steel bars for reinforcing. I've never seen steel cane before. Yeah, I don't even know that they made it. I've been doing this a really long time, so I'm not sure. Send me a piece of it. I'd like to see that.
Yes, you type it in the comments. Hashtag I love ARTyRV. And you will automatically be entered into the drawing. Okay, Magali, thank you. I don't have it. We're not going to be here next week, but we will throw in a little pre-recorded live.
Yeah, what is a pre-recorded live? But we did one for Christmas Eve.
Only on YouTube.
Only on YouTube. So we'll be traveling next week. It's our vacation season. We're gone for 14 days. So, and we have 3 stops we're going to make. We'll let y'all keep up with us and let you know where we are and how we're doing.
Yeah, we'll let you know where we are. I think. Yeah, we will. Okay. People are starting to do their I love ARTyRV. Hashtag I love ARTyRV.
Yeah, let's get you in the drawing because you know how it goes. We're going to give away something, and most of our giveaways are really, really something.
We're giving away a consultation with Mr. Street.
I know, that's 15 minutes.
Okay. That's worth $25.
Yep.
So if you have a project, you can do that. You can call in your question, and
we'll be happy to answer
we'll be happy
them for
to
you.
Answer it. That's right. Okay, let's see what we have online. Someone had asked about what kind of glue that we're using in the glue chip video, and we use animal hide glue, and it's available on the website. So if you watch that video, hopefully we're going to add to that video while we're on vacation. I've been told we're taking the equipment.
We're taking the equipment to. We're gonna do a glue chipping video while we're on vacation because that's really a good time for us to do some things where the phones aren't ringing, and of course y'all just heard the phone ring. You know, 7:30 at night they're calling us wanting to see if we can teach classes.
Okay, it's all right. We're not going to answer it tonight.
No, because we're here with our friends from all over the world.
Okay, so A.K. Martinez, and you told me your name, and I'm sorry. It is here, but is trying a new project, making a terrarium, having issues making solder lines look smooth. Any tips for making them look better where they have joined the corners? Here it is right here. I'm putting these questions up now. I should be.
All right, so you picked something. Terrariums are not the easiest thing in the world to make. The most important part about soldering your terrarium is that side or that angle that you're working on is perfectly level, front to back and side to side. If you take the time to do that correctly and get it right, you'll see that your solder will clean itself up. It'll do it all by itself.
Now, what is that?
Terrarium.
Terrarium.
Having trouble where the joints are jointed. unless you have that terrarium perfectly level where you're soldering, you won't get it right. It's got to be perfectly level. And
Use
there's
your
a great,
table.
use your table, use a box, and use rolls of paper towels to level everything up and kind of get it, and then just solder, turn, just like that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make sure you're level on the table, so get your corners level on the table.
Yeah, you're going to
And
have to
then
use paper towels to
tack it.
prop things up.
Yeah, and you may need an extra hand or two.
Yep. Terrariums are tough, and you know what? When they're finished and they're done right, they're really beautiful. So take your time.
The first one's a booger.
Yeah, the first one's a booger, but you're going to learn different techniques. And there's a really good terrarium book out there. I know we have it. It may not be in publication any longer, but we have it.
Well, that's not going to help then.
No, but there is a book out there, so if you can find it, get it.
An old book.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it. I'll look on here and see if I can find it while we're talking. While he's giving the other thing, I'll look it up for you. Or is it over there?
I don't want to get up though, but I think it's right there.
Okay. So here's another question. Purchased a pattern on Etsy. I don't know if that's a question or an exclamation. Purchased a pattern on Etsy, but it didn't come with any directions.
Oh.
Well, you might want to contact them and see if they forgot to put the directions in there.
Yeah. Well, and too, a lot of times
April. Thank you, April.
some little pieces are self-explanatory too, but I'm not sure what pattern
What
you
kind of
purchased.
pattern was it,
Yeah.
April? Okay, this is a good one. Where can I see a picture of the finished oak tree project? Soon as we make
As soon
one.
as we make one, yeah. We're actually installing the project. They kept pushing it back for the holidays, so we'll be installing it before I go in for my hip operation, end of January.
So upcoming, we do not, like we said, we don't have a live stream next Monday. The following Monday, we start back on our regular schedule. Is that correct?
We'll be back in town on the 17th. Yeah, we'll have our regular schedule on the 17th.
Okay, so we'll just skip that 1 week while we're going, but we'll throw in a pre-recorded live stream.
Yeah, because I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but we have hot spotted the ARTyRV, and now we have internet. It doesn't matter where we are.
Yes, so
We
now we've made that upgrade. And I want to thank you guys because we could not have done that without you. Your input and you watching our channel
And telling us
being
what's
here
going
on the
on.
live
Yeah.
is so exciting. We saved up our money and now we are
We're hot, rolling down the road.
We're hot mobile.
We are
And it's
already
really
hot,
cool.
rolling down the
So we
road.
can upload videos. We haven't tried to live stream. I don't know if we have enough data for that, but
Yeah,
we
we
definitely can upload our videos, and that's how we got
And it
that
only-
video out to you.
You know, on Christmas Eve, it only took us like an hour and 10 minutes to upload that video that we said hi to everybody for Christmas Eve. So we know now it can be done, and we will be doing it. So,
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean
no,
to.
that's all right. We're good. Go ahead.
April said she was saying the pattern for the terrarium was for Etsy, and it didn't come with any directions. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find that terrarium book. But maybe you'll win that consultation with Ed, and he can help you out with that. But yeah, that's not good because those terrariums are a little bit tricky. So,
Well, they're like building a very unusual jewelry box. Boxes and terrariums are kind of the same thing. And when you put your hinge on so that you can access the plants inside the terrarium, do make sure that is perfectly level when you're soldering it. Perfectly level. And it's okay to flat solder the inside of the terrarium. No need to try and bead that up.
Yeah.
Bead up the outside where everybody's looking and make the inside flat soldered so that at least it's waterproof, which is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's quite an undertaking without directions.
Yeah,
It's
that's
tough.
something. And I'll see if I can find that book, or Barbara can find the book for us, and we'll take a sneak peek at it.
Okay, another question. What kind of wire do you use to solder on to hang your projects? And we did that in the live stream last week.
Last week, yeah. So if you'll go back and refer to the live stream before Christmas, the week before Christmas, all that information, because we did a stocking, showed you how to hang it, where to put the wire, how to wire the entire piece. So don't forget, just go back. All of our information is there, and so just go back and just watch that last video, and it'll show you what's going on.
Okay, and if you go to our channel, the video, the kayak video, and also the video before that, both times, both of those videos show how to add a hook and what kind of wire we use.
Yeah, we use pre-tinned copper wire. We buy it by the pound.
14.
Number 16, number 18 and 20 is what we have.
Okay, what do I know?
I don't know either.
Okay.
What in the world's going
I
on
don't know
here?
anything. So, okay.
So hey, again, if you're just checking, laying back out in the outskirts of our ARTyRV channel, and you're not registered, then we don't know that you're there, and you can't ask questions. So please take a minute, go ahead and subscribe to the ARTyRV Glass Studio channel. We'd love to have you on board. And if not, maybe some of the things that we are doing are helping you out. So please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget, ring that bell, because
Oh, could you do that again?
I can.
All right, let's do it. Okay. Ring that bell. And you'll know when we have our next live stream, I promise. Okay, so don't forget, add your name into
And that you love ARTyRV.
the drawing, yes.
Please do.
So, you know what I think we should do? Let's see if we have any more questions. Do we have any questions? We could go to Glass Chat, and then we could come back to the questions, right?
We could do that if you want to, Barb. Because tonight we're gonna be talking about.
What?
I'll tell you about it later.
What are we going to be talking about? You're going to tell me later?
No, we're going to be talking about one of the most important tools in your toolbox. The restraining glass.
Okay. So we probably should come up with a sound effect for Glass Chat. I don't have that here, but I'm working on it. Okay. Let's see.
So everybody, hey, ready?
Yeah, we're ready for Glass Chat. Give us some Glass Chat.
Okay, we're ready for Glass Chat, everybody. Hey, welcome back to Glass Chat. This is Ed. It's good to see y'all. I'm here with Barb, and you know what a fantastic evening we're having. So we're going to take just a minute. This isn't for this glass. Basically, it's the color. Okay. So this is an old piece of Spectrum glass, and it's a medium blue. Okay.
Just a plain old medium blue.
It's just a plain old medium blue.
You have to hold it up
And I'm going to hold it up for you, kind of like that.
the other way.
And so this, Spectrum, before they became Oceanside, but I think they kept their same numbers. This was a 132. A 130 all the way up to a 136 was Spectrum's blues. It's a very pretty, beautiful blue up against Barbara's new sweater that Santa brought her.
Yeah, it's pretty, right?
It's pretty.
So it's a medium blue.
This is a medium blue, so it's a 132. 130 would have been really pale, and 136 would have been so dark that it would have been classified as a cobalt. So what we want to do is we want to be able to, like we were talking about the colors before, everybody has their colors and everybody has their numbers. So in Oceanside, the 130s are their blues, their shades of blues. So we're going to take a moment tonight and we're going to talk about cutting glass, okay? I'm just going to move this stool
So
here.
you're going to leave the glass chat and you're going to go.
No, we're going to talk about, I'm not going anywhere. All right? I'm not going anywhere. What I need you to do is everybody's like, oh, well, we got to, or having a little problem with this or having a little problem with that. And like I told you, one of the most important tools in your toolbox, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, is a square, okay? Don't think you can boss hog it and cut a straight line without using a square, because you can't. It's very similar to trying to grind a straight line on your grinder. Guess what? By the time you're done with it, it's more crooked than it was when you started. So your square is very important. It does two things. Number one is it's going to give you a straight line when you're scoring. When you're scoring,
Okay, you're getting a lot of echo, is what they're saying.
it's going to give you a straight line when you're scoring. Is that better? I don't know. But anyway, let me show you something. If you put your square down, just like this, and I'm not sure, can you guys see that?
Are you still hearing echo?
Put that.
Okay, so we're going to go to the live camera, okay? Let's see, let's do this. Let's go here.
There we go.
All right.
All right. So now you can see my square, okay? You see my square on my glass. Now, if this glass wasn't square, my square would be sitting cockeyed. But when I did score the glass, then eventually it would be square. So your square is used for stripping glass, okay? Stripping glass. One.
Hang on a second.
Hey guys, like I said, it's new equipment. She's got it back up. We're good.
I'm trying to get rid of the echo.
We're just going to turn it down and go with the camera on the microphone on the table. Is that better?
Tell me that's better.
It must be, because
Seems
I
a little
can't hear
better.
it.
Okay. All
It
right.
must be because I can't hear it either.
For some reason, okay.
All right. So when stripping out your glass, I'm going to let you listen to this. Okay? You know what that is? It's like a broken record. But it's exactly how your glass cutter has to sound when you're stripping out glass.
You're not in the house. There you go.
Okay? Now you can't take off this little bit right here with your running pliers, because it's not going to work. Okay? So keep in mind, and I've said this umpteen times for you, when you are stripping glass or cutting straight lines, you pull the glass cutter to you. When you're cutting patterns, and I've got a little thing drawn on this, you push your glass cutter. Otherwise, you can't see what you're doing. And a lot of you have enough trouble cutting glass. You have enough trouble cutting glass without not being able to see what you're doing, okay? So think about that. You can cut your glass just like that. Okay? Looks like a crab claw. So just take your time. Make sure your glass cutter is oiled, your glass is clean, and your tools are all working the way they're supposed to. Because once again, ladies and gentlemen, this square is one of the most important tools in your toolbox. It's right up there with your glass cutter. Because without your glass cutter, without your square, you can't cut a straight line free-handed. Thanks again for tuning in to Glass Chat tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed it. It's just a simple thing, but let me tell you, without this square in your toolbox, you're missing out on a lot. Thanks for tuning in to Glass Chat, y'all.
Well, that was Glass Chat, and that was a live demo as well. So we kind of put it all together into one. But we're working on getting those live demos there for
I'm
you.
glad the echo stopped, Bar, because that was
me
awesome.
too. That's another
That
thing
was,
we're learning
you know.
how to do. So, okay. So, any more questions? And if you want to do any more glass cutting, we'll be happy to watch. Do you want to do some? Show us how to do a inside curve, outside curve, and whatever you want to do. Wait, whoa. Let me get you on the live cam here. And you can show us what you're doing. Okay, go ahead.
So we're just going to take this. So what we've created here is a half moon. I'm going to run it part of the way. Okay, and I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to run it back the other direction. Okay. And that just comes right out.
So that looked real easy.
Well, sometimes you make things look easy that are difficult, but the only way you can do that is by practice, Barb. Okay. So if I wanted to come up in here and I wanted to get up in here and take this little bit here out, now it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but because this is Spectrum or Oceanside, this will come right out too. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So sometimes you have to rock it back and forth.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to rock it back and forth in order to remove these pieces. Okay. So just remember, if you're practicing cutting glass, cut glass on window glass. 1/8 inch window clear window pane glass is the best to practice on. When you feel confident enough in your glass cutting to move on to colored glass, colored sheet glass, then go ahead and do so. But remember, if they're textured, you don't have to push as hard, but you have to have that sound from beginning to end of that wheel rolling across that sheet of glass, separating the molecules so that it'll break correctly for you. Right, Mark?
That's right.
I hope everybody understands that.
I think they do. And they really enjoyed watching your glass cutting.
Well, glass cutting is one of the, if you can't cut the glass, and you can teach anyone to put windows together or to fabricate, okay? Anybody can do that. But if you can't cut the glass, and I take a lot of pride in my glass cutting by not using a machine. The machine is me. I am the glass cutter. And most of the time, when you're having trouble cutting glass, it's usually the cuttee rather than the cutter.
Allison said she ordered steel inserts for use inside lead cane to offer strength and rigidity to larger panels. She got this off the Pearson website. I'm not familiar with them, but thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
When would you use this product? And she said that they may split it in half for shipping. It must come in 6-foot lengths or longer.
Well, what I would do is if it's going inside the lead, I would use copper re-strip. Okay. If it's going inside the lead, because the re-strip comes in a spool about that big, and it's very flexible. You can go around it, and it's not going to hinder you bending your lead and your caming. So unless you're going to put a steel reinforcing bar on the exterior or on top of the lead, I would use copper restrip. That's just my opinion. This inserting a steel bar into your lead, not going to work. Now they do make, and if you ask your supplier, they make lead that has a restrip already in it.
Yes.
It's reinforced lead that's made as reinforced lead. You're not adding anything to it. I've never.
I'm just questioning.
The steel part of it.
I'm curious as to whether those steel bars are for the outside, not for the insert. I've never seen the application of putting a steel bar inside the lead.
No.
Because there really is not enough room in any of the lead canes that I'm familiar with for the glass and the steel bar. There would be for the cane, the rebar, the stripping. But you might want to check and make sure. That sounds like it's rebar for the outside.
Yeah, it just sounds like an ounce, but I'm glad that you brought that up. But if you're going to put something inside the lid and then put your glass in the lid, use the copper restrip, because it's the only thing you have room for inside the lid.
So check on that and make sure that.
You just make sure.
Yeah. But let us know, because I'm curious about that, where it's been used in other projects, because I've never really heard of that. Okay, let's go to, of course, I don't know everything, and I've only been here 60-some years, so I got a lot to learn. Okay. Julie says, I have heard red glass is most expensive. Is this true, and why?
It's not always the most expensive, because usually Bullseye Cranberry takes the cake all the time. But the red glass, Julie, and it's a really good question. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And if you haven't taken the time to subscribe, please do so. But let's get back to your question. Is red glass expensive, and why? Red, pink, cranberry, all of these colors are made with the precious metal gold. Okay, the precious metal gold. You know, gold's like $1,578 an ounce or something right now.
Wow.
So if you think about it, it takes about an ounce of gold to make a 300-pound pot of red. So two things have to happen when you do that. Number one, you need to be really good at what you're doing, and you don't want to waste any of it. And number two, you probably want to already have it sold.
Before you buy it.
Before you buy it. But the Bullseye Cranberry, though, and I have a couple sheets of it, and they're going for about $300 a sheet for an 8-pound sheet. So the Bullseye Cranberry is really
makes beautiful borders.
But it's called the Bullseye. You call it cranberry, but it's called a copper ruby color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a copper ruby.
Okay, so yes, that is true. When cutting, I have trouble keeping control of my cutter. What am I doing wrong?
What kind of cutter are you using? And do you have arthritis or any other kind of problems with your cutting hand?
Okay, is that?
Is that better now?
We're going to have to figure that out.
I don't know. Anyway, so what you want to do if you're having trouble cutting, just what kind of cutter are you doing? Are you using? And what kind of trouble are you having? Is the glass not breaking right? Is it sliding sideways? Are you sliding sideways?
Are you holding it properly?
Right. If you're not holding your glass cutter correctly.
Okay, show us how to hold it. Let me see if I can get the cam over there and all. Let me see. No, it has to be down on the. down on the thing. Let's see. There you go. So can you show them how they need it? Okay, there's the cutter.
There's the cutter. This is it's in my left hand. Okay. This is in my left hand. This is the way I cut glass. If I take my hand and I just turn it over, I'm cutting glass. My cutter head is approximately at 25 degrees, thereabouts, 25 or 30 degrees. I use the same amount of pressure from start to finish. So if I have my cutter, I just lay down a piece of blue glass. You zoom in on your computers and you can see exactly how my hand is. And it is not going to change. I'm going to turn it over, push down, and ladies and gentlemen, we're cutting glass. And if you're having trouble keeping control of your cutter, it may be that you need a different kind of cutter, right?
Yeah. Is the echo still there? No, I'm just saying when you're talking into that, maybe why. I'm not sure. Okay.
Wow, that's a cool present.
Yeah, that is.
That's
okay.
awesome.
I hope that answers your question. Start by, making sure that you're properly holding the cutter and then practice on window glass.
Definitely.
Correct?
Yeah. Oh, yes, definitely.
It just takes practice. I mean, it may feel like you don't have control over it because this little head right here, it moves all around. So you have to get comfortable with that little head. It's going to move if you're not.
That's why I try to control that head with my middle finger.
Right. And that may be where she's having the problem.
And if you're going across your glass, moving it forward, and your cutter turns sideways and you're dragging it, the wheel is not rolling correctly on top of the surface of the glass to separate the molecules, which is how it's going to bend.
Kat St. Jane says she received a wonder present. A gentleman gave her his entire shop and glass. So she may have some tools that she doesn't need, and she will let our viewers know. Any of you beginners, get in touch with Kat St. Jane or leave her a little message here, or y'all can talk amongst yourselves. And that's very gracious of you. And thank you very much.
Yeah, when we have tools donated here at the shop from our customers that have maybe passed on and went to the big stained glass shop in the sky, we try to donate them to beginners, or we donate them to our art teachers within the county, because y'all know and we know
Yes.
the art budgets are the first one to get cut because for some reason they seem to think our higher up educationers seem to think that art is not important.
And we know different. So thank you very much. The echo is back. Allison said, yes, it's better. Then the echo's back. Now it's gone.
I think it's when I get close to this camera. I'll stay away from it.
Yeah, I think you're talking directly into that mic or something. Something like that. It's something you're doing.
It's got to be something I'm doing because, whatever.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is a learning experience for us.
But we do have some new equipment. And the only reason we got that new equipment is because of y'all. Without your support to the ARTyRV Glass Studio channel, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing now.
Let's see. This tells us how many entries we have. We have 8 entries. Can you guys see that? We have 8 entries. That's cool. Okay. I know we have more people that want to come on and hashtag I love ARTyRV. You'll be entered into the drawings, and you get a 15-minute consultation with Mr. Streeter, our resident stained glass guru. And you can talk about your projects, or you can talk about anything you want to. 15 minutes. So get on in there and hashtag ARTyRV. I love ARTyRV. Hashtag I
Hey.
love ARTyRV.
Hashtag I love Artie.
Okay. Any questions? Are we getting any more questions? Maybe the head is not tight enough. I don't know what that means. I guess I missed something. Oh yes, it could be. It could be she might need to tighten up that set screw on the head.
Yeah, and you need to practice. If before you start cutting curves, get you some window glass and a square. Our piece of tool that we're talking about tonight. Get a square and some window glass and just cut straight lines and learn how to hold that cutter so you're not twisting it or dragging it. It needs to roll. And you know what? You'll have it down pat in a very short period of time and it will change your life.
Okay. And she said, thanks for the feedback on cutting. Yes, it helps me. I need to hold it better. And Joellen said the echo comes when you lean forward.
Got it. You got it. Thank you, Joellen. Thanks for paying attention, man. We appreciate it. Yay.
Okay.
I'll sit back.
Can you please give an explanation about jump rings on pieces? How can you be sure what is the safest choice for each piece? Sometimes just a circle, sometimes a circle with legs. What gauge? We have this question every week.
Yeah, it's the smaller the gauge, the bigger the wire. I prefer to use 20 gauge wire on basically on everything, even a circle, okay? Even a circle. Wire the entire circle with wire and then hang your jump ring on the wire. This way it's pulling against everything, not just a little tiny piece of copper foil that wasn't designed to hold anything. Copper foil is designed to hold your solder, to hold your window together. That's it. Not to hang it, not to make it look pretty and hang it and all that. You have got to do something to hold the window together.
Yeah, we had another question about that on the little stocking we did. Why put wire all the way around? Technically you need to put the wire between the bottom piece, the top piece, all the way.
So they can't, when they pull, they're pulling on each other. They're pulling on the whole thing.
Think about how that helps it stay together. When it's hanging, it's actually just holding everything together.
It's pulling
like
on the bottom.
Like the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah. Think about a flying buttress, okay? Think about the flying buttress in the cathedral. Oh. There's nothing there, but you know what it does? It holds up an entire ceiling. Think about it.
So, Allison said Pearson is a UK supplier in Liverpool. That's why I never heard of it.
Okay, well, yeah, we don't have access to Pearson. That's cool. And you know what? What's his name? Over there in the UK, David? David? I wonder if he uses it in his restoration. Derek. I don't know.
If it wasn't originally there, he wouldn't have used it, and I don't think.
Right, he wouldn't have put it in just because in his restoration.
Okay, so do we have any more questions? I think that I want to see how many have entered. We've got a bunch of people watching, but I don't think everyone has entered the hashtag I love ARTyRV drawing that we're going to do for tonight.
So once again, hey, if you're hanging out in the background, we know that you're there, but you can't ask us any questions because you're not registered.
Yeah, I think you have to go into the StreamYard to actually say, hey, I'm a real person and I want to watch this live stream.
So I know my oldest grandson is one of those people that's laying back. So, hey, Taylor, good to see you, Papa Ed and Nana. We both love you. And tell hi to your brothers and your mom and you give Jason a hug for us. Make it happen. Thank you, buddy.
And anything else? Yeah, you can... Oops, you don't want to do that. You can visit conwayglass.com, ARTyRV, to find out more about us. We also have the tools. If you go to ARTyRV on the website
We
and
do.
scroll
And
down.
we have a real, we've changed up our kit a little bit, so you only get what you need. You can buy the grinder. You know what? We don't need to sell you a grinder and make $10 on it, because it's easier for you to buy the grinder, and then you get what you want instead of what we would like for you to
We
have.
don't want to have to mark it up.
Yeah, we don't want to have to mark it up. You know, when you order your toolkit from us, you get shipping is included. So think about that. And you know, we have the answers to your questions. And one way to help support the ARTyRV Glass Studio channel is by purchasing our merch. That's one way to support it.
Yeah.
So if you need a nice apron for this upcoming year of
Aprons aren't
2022.
on the website. They're sold out, babe.
Oh, we're out of aprons.
And
Awesome.
we might have one hat left. I don't know. We're getting them printed right now.
Okay, we're getting, yeah.
We have some things on there, but I can't remember what's on there. I guess I could go there and kind of show you what's there.
Well, that would be up to you.
No, I won't. I won't go there right. You want me to go
No,
there?
that's
Okay.
all right. Don't go there right now.
Okay, don't
Whatever
go
you do,
there.
don't go
Don't
there.
go there. Okay. I need some questions.
All right, somebody throw us some questions. We've been rocking here.
I guess we're still having a little bit of an echo problem.
Echo, not a problem.
Okay.
I'm staying back.
Please
I'm
stay.
staying back.
We're not going to use that anymore.
No,
So
I'm staying
actually,
back.
we could
We're just staying back.
turn that off.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Glass rondelles. I've gotten
Use
so.
something that makes them look like. Okay, that's a good question. Glass rondelles have gotten so expensive. Is there a way to fuse something that looks like them? You could.
Anything you want. You can make your own rondelles in your kiln with no problem. You just have to drill a hole in them when you get finished. And I'll tell you why rondelles are expensive. Gas is expensive, and color is really expensive right now. So,
Yes.
and you know, you're just not going to crank up your glass blowing studio to make rondelles and hope you sell them.
We had plans to make some rondelles. Our furnace went down right before we went.
December
on
the
Christmas.
22nd.
Yeah.
We were loading Artie up.
So
and the
our
furnace went
furnace
down.
is down, and we will rebuild it in
Well, when I get the okay, the
late
clearance.
February when he gets clearance from the doctor.
Yep.
And then we'll
And we'll get it
load
built.
for a month, and then
And we'll shut it down and go on about our business.
is there another way to grind down glass without grinder? The question about the fusing, you could fuse pieces together and.
Well, as long as you apply the same fusing rules. In other words, everything has to be compatible. That's it. Those are the only rules. Your glass has to be compatible. You can make a rondelle. You can make a rondelle out of anything, as long as your glass is compatible.
Right, and I'm going to turn this other camera off because I think that may be our problem. So let's get rid of this.
Get rid of that, will you? Oh, that's where the clicker goes.
Yeah, right there. Okay, so that may help. And I might have to buy a new camera. Something cheap. Okay,
There isn't anything cheap, y'all. You know that.
beginner question. How are you supposed to dispose of water sludge in a grinder after use? I live in city and don't have yard or space to easily dispose of water, and it's been a bit of a struggle.
Well, Emily, I think I would probably dry the water out and then scoop the glass dust into a small Ziploc baggie and then put it in with your recycle stuff.
Yeah, I would scoop out that sludge while it's still wet
Yeah, don't do it dry. I apologize for that. I should have said that.
and
Do not do it
put it in
dry.
a baggie and dispose of it. And any water you have, you could do to the same way. I just let it evaporate and just scoop it out, baggie it up, and then dispose of it. I wouldn't put it down in your drain.
The glass dust that you're grinding off is exactly what that is. It's sand.
Yeah, and you don't want sand in your pipes, and
No.
neither do your neighbors.
And you don't really want to mix it in with your plants either. So
I don't know that it would hurt.
I don't think it would. It's just sand. It probably
It's
helped the
just sand,
drainage.
So that, I don't know. You'd have to experiment on something you don't really care about.
Yeah.
But I did think about putting it in a watering can or something. Yeah. There shouldn't be that much water in it. Just let it evaporate mostly, scoop it out, and put it in a baggie.
Right.
You don't have to completely clean the thing out.
You know, it sounds like, Emily, you do the exact thing you're supposed to do with your grinder, which is clean it out every time you use it.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. Thanks for doing it correctly.
But if you do that, you're going to have a water problem. That's why I'd let it just build up.
Yeah. Yeah. Just let it build up a little bit to where it's like probably
Sludge.
in the bottom of my grinder is like a sludge. I could go in and scoop it out. It's not dry enough where it's going to produce glass dust where I need to be wearing a mask, but yet it's pasty enough that I can control it.
Okay. Is there another way? Oh, sorry. Is there another way to grind down glass without a grinder?
Using a carborundum stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, using a carborundum stone. That stone will help you. It's not going to take your bad cuts out of it. If you're trying to grind bad cuts, you just learn to cut the glass better.
Right. You can't grind a straight line.
You can't grind a straight line, but you can sure mess up a piece of glass. So if you just need to take the sharp off, then actually you can use an emery board that you file your nails with. But a carborundum stone, sandpaper, 220 grit.
Don't get it on the face.
But you're not gonna get. The problem with doing dry sanding is glass dust is really, really bad for you, and it's heavy, so it sits in the bottom of your lungs. And once you get down there, you can't get it back out. It doesn't come back out. So, and I know grinders are expensive, but sometimes you can look online. Maybe somebody in your neighborhood might have one, and you can pick one up for less than $100. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's some deals online for $139 for a brand new inland grinder. That's unheard of. If you can, take your Christmas money and pick that up for $139. Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, you just want to type hashtag I love ARTyRV in the comments. Don't type in anything else, just that. So you can be entered in the drawing, which we're going to do in about
1 minute.
1 minute.
So go ahead and get your last minute.
Go ahead and do it.
Get in on the drawing.
Just put that in, Allison. You can put it in again. It doesn't matter. The counter only counts it once. So if you did it right,
it'll
and
only
you think
count
you did it wrong,
time.
and you do it again, it doesn't matter. Do it again, it won't matter. You won't get in trouble for it.
Yeah,
okay.
and it won't let you enter, but one time.
Okay,
anyway.
let's see how many entries we got. So far, we have 10 entries. I'd like to see more than that. We'll give you all a couple more minutes for that. There you go.
It's a free $25 consultation, y'all. It's worth $25.
Okay. We've got, we're going to give it some more time because a lot of people are putting it in there. So go ahead and get that in there and we'll wait just a minute.
It's not a t-shirt, y'all. It's 25 minutes. It's 15 minutes
Mr. Ed.
of whatever you want to talk about within reason. Stained glass.
Okay, so you just cut a circle and fuse it. How do you get it to look like it has a bullseye in the middle? Well, you can do that
through your design.
Well, she's talking about fusing it.
Also, take a piece of round fiber frax, put underneath of the center, and fuse it right on top of the fiber frax, and that'll give you the little dimple that you want in the bottom.
Yeah, you could play with it a little bit, but I think just if you take that and you fuse two pieces, you talked about two pieces together.
Yeah, make it a little so
and
you can
put
make
it
what
on something that has a texture in the bottom of it, and maybe put a little
because you're just going to
little
slump it on
bump
top
in the
of
middle, because basically what you're trying to do is make it look like it
Create a
has
punny.
a punny mark in it. So you want just a little bump in the middle.
Yeah, and you can do that with glass too. Just clear
I've never tried it,
fritz.
but you'd have to experiment.
Use
for
your
sure.
imagination, and probably the first 2 or 3 aren't going to work the way you want them to, but because you're trying to take something that's flat and make it look like something that's made by hand, and it's going to be a little difficult, but you should be able to. Or just spend the money on the rondelles and charge your customer. If you're spending more money, you're charging more money, you're making more money. It all works out, even though rondelles are expensive. However, if you're doing what we call speculation stained glass, which means you're building it and then hanging it and hoping somebody wants to buy it, yeah, I'd start making your own rondelles.
Okay. Cat St. Jane, you are right. I am telling you guys wrong. Hashtag in the chat. Do the hashtag I love ARTyRV in the chat. Correct? Let's see how many we have. Okay, so
we got 11.
I thought the chat and the comments, I don't even know. I thought the chats and the comments were the same. Because all I can see here is chat. So let me go through and make sure we have that right. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. We're going to go in and we're going to do this. Okay. Okay. We're going to go ahead and do the draw.
Here we go.
Here we go. I thought we would. How come we can't do it? Why is it not doing it? All right. Wait a minute. Let me take this comment out. Take that out. Okay, are we sharing the screen? Okay.
There he goes. Who's our winner?
I don't know. Can y'all see that? ARTyRV was in there. Brenda Craig is the winner. Did that come up? Yes. Yay. Brenda is the winner. That is awesome. Okay, that is awesome. Brenda Craig, you're the winner.
Wow, that worked. We did it. We did it. Y'all were here with us.
I can't believe we did it. Okay, Brenda, I'm going to send you a message, and I'm going to tell you how to get in touch with us. Congratulations, Brenda. I'm going to send her a message. Yay. That was fun. Okay, guys, we're going to do that every week at the end of the live stream. We'll have different prizes. Sorry it took so long. I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
It's so cool to see all of your faces pop by and your names pop by as it's rolling out the prize.
Okay, So we will get in touch with Brenda Craig and tell her how to get in touch with Ed. And we want to thank everyone.
Won yourself a 15-minute chat tonight to talk about whatever you want to talk about, Brenda.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And we will see you. We'll see you on a pre-recorded live stream.
On the road with ARTyRV next week.
And we'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. See you later. Bye-bye.